Hello, Ross here from RCT Entertainment and Events, and we're back on the Wedding Vault, and I want to answer the questions what we have regarding sound limiters and wedding DJs. So sound limiters are now such a common thing within many wedding venues, and that's partly down to licensing laws and neighbours complaining. So they've been told that they need to put a sound limiter in, or they may be a hotel and they need to keep the noise down for their guests who are sleeping in the rooms. But, you know, don't let it be the ultimate decision of, oh, I don't want that venue because it's got a sound limiter, because some of them are reasonably set to a good level. They can be up from 90 decibels up to about 95 I've had on most venues. And if you are a professional wedding DJ, you will know how to work with a sound limiter. Now, if you don't know what a sound limiter is, a sound limiter is basically your DJ will need to plug into a specific socket on the wall which is connected to the sound limiter, and if you go over a certain decibel for a period of time, so say you've gone is set at 90 decibels but you're playing at 95 decibels for 10 seconds, it will cut off your sound system. And no wedding DJ wants that, because all you're going to get from the audience and your guests is boo, what are you doing, and they'll blame it on you, and they don't care whether it's a sound limiter. They just think your equipment's gone wrong and it's broken. But there is ways around it, especially on the bass, where the bass is the main culprit on this one, where if you're playing too much heavy bass, the sound limiter will just pick you up and it will just flash red, the danger of red, and then switch you off. But if you play it safely, you get to know where, the best time of using the microphone, and when you're mixing a track, obviously it's going to get louder, but you set it all at the right time where it's not going to turn off. Now, I've come across one venue, and I won't mention the venue, where it was set very low. Now, when I say very low, it was almost like an Alexa volume. And you may as well have just had an Alexa in the corner. And it's very hard for any DJ to get an atmosphere when you've just not got volume. No one really wants it blasting, but you don't want it too quiet. You need enough to be able to get an atmosphere. But they've got better at it. Venues have now got better. They know that, they need to have a reasonable amount of volume to be able to create an atmosphere, but at the same time not create complaints from the neighbours or complaints about people sleeping in their hotel rooms. So just make sure that your DJ is fully aware that there is a sound limiter in place. They will need to plug into that specific socket, and it will cut them off if they go over the reading. Then you've obviously got the other side of it where you have to use their sound system, which is 9 times out of 10 okay, absolutely fine. Just make sure that your wedding DJ has the right connections from their mixer into the wall plates, which is 9 times out of 10 an XLR, which we all know what cable that is. If you're a professional wedding DJ, you know what an XLR is. That plugs into the wall, and then you play through their sound system, which is already limited, and it's set to the levels which they require as a venue and their licensing. Or you've got a ceiling array, which is a speaker system which sits in the ceiling and points downwards, so the sound doesn't evaporate from the venue. They're another thing we come across. So just if your venue has specifically told you about this, then make sure you discuss this with your wedding DJ before you book them. Check they're happy with that, and tell them they cannot bring their own speakers, but they can still bring their DJ booth and some of their lighting as well. These are all questions which come up time and time again, and hopefully that's answered that one for you.